Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to R-Rated Movie Month. And this time I'm talking about an action thriller from last year, so it's not a movie that's really old. It came out in like September of last year, and it's called American Assassin. Yes, this is a film starring Michael Keaton and Dylan O'Brien, Sanaa Lathan, and a bunch of other people. And I think Taylor Kitsch is one of the villains in it. Now, this film kind of intrigued me because I know it got a bad critical reception when it came out last fall. Because a lot of post summer movies that are not Oscar bait usually get thrashed by critics. But I didn't care. I rented this movie like a month ago, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. Is it cliche? Yes, it's a revenge thriller, just like Death Wish or The Punisher from with Dolph Lundgren, or The Punisher from 2004, or Batman 89, finding the guy that killed his parents. Exactly. I've seen this before, but you know what? For a movie that's not really that generic, it could have been generic. I like the film. It's well directed. The film looks great. It's not too long. It's like an hour and 40 or 50 minutes. Uh, it's with the end credits like an hour and 50, but it's not 2.5 hours. See, you can make a decent movie or even a passable movie without dragging it out for too much time. Now, I think Dylan O'Brien does a really good job here. If you don't know him, he's the kid from the Maze Runner films, and he's done other stuff. And I really liked him as the lead. He's a young guy, but he's not a teeny bopper. He's not some SJW or any agenda ridden guy. He's not invulnerable, because basically the film starts with him and his girlfriend on an island in Spain, and they're on vacation, and he asked her to marry her, and then all of a sudden these jihad freaking Arabic guys come out of nowhere. These terrorists land on the beach and they start shooting people. It is the bloodiest thing that you could see. Like, this movie is not a PG-13. I don't think the film would have been as grisly and violent and as intense if it had a PG-13 rating. Like, there's a lot of blood in this movie. It doesn't hold back. They actually kill the girl on screen. They don't show it. Dylan O'Brien's acting is fantastic in the film. Like, when he sees his girlfriend die, he loses it, and I'm like, he should have died in that scene, but no, because he's the main character. Like, about a year and a half passes by, and he grows a beard, and he's talking to these jihad guys so he can find out where they are so he can kill them. And it's basically what it is: an American assassin that is infiltrated by the CIA and everything. I think Sanaa Lathan plays a good part in the movie. She's gorgeous. I've always found her. She's a tough black woman that isn't Halle Berry, so hey, I can take that. Michael Keaton, once again, just like in Homecoming, he steals the freaking movie. There's a scene where they're torturing him. Yeah, there's some torture in the movie because it's jihads. They don't play, and they're like peeling his nails off. I'm like, holy shit! See, they couldn't do a scene like that in a PG-13. And they tie him up and they say, who's the ghost and everything. And Keaton's just like him. He's just milking it. And I'm like, yeah, because Keaton can still act. As the Vulture, he was the best villain of 2017 for a freaking reason, because he steals every scene he's in, just like in this movie. And I think that he has he's like training these guys in a rough way, so that you have to find ways of not killing people. You have to survive. Like, I'm going to teach you tactics that'll keep you alive longer, and it worked because he teaches the kid a trick that he uses at the end of the film. He has a lot of f bombs. This movie has a lot of cursing in it, so it's not meant for children. It's very dark in tone. It reminded me of Three Kings with George Clooney and what's his face, Ice Cube, and a bunch of others. The only thing is that, yeah, there's subtitles. I don't care for reading subtitles. I know it's in an Arabic country. I get it. They're in like Turkey, and I think they're in like Afghanistan or something like that. I don't remember where it was, or it was a Middle Eastern country. I'm not a fan of that language. It's terrorism language. It's very scary. I find it horrifying. Let's face it. Any Arabic language just scares the shit out of me, whether it's Farsi or Arabic or freaking Turkish or whatever. It is scary shit, guys. I'm not a fan of most foreign languages, but that one and German scares the shit out of me. Like, I hear it and I'm like, like have an uneasy feeling. And these people don't fuck around. They will shoot you at point blank range because these people don't give a shit. Like there's Islamic teachings or whatever they're extremist philosophies. I'm not trying to sound political, but damn, they don't play. Like there's great helicopter shots. There's not too much CG in the movie. There's some CGI blood, but there's also squibs. I appreciated that. It's a fun movie. Like even though it's very dark, Dylan O'Brien kicks ass in the movie. I definitely buy him. I want to see the Maze Runner films because of him. He's very handsome, but he's also very, calculating, and he's young, but he's vibrant. And guess what? Since I didn't mention this in the last video, he doesn't have superpowers. He doesn't. He's a normal guy that gets into a bad situation, but he wants revenge on these people that took away his only love, his girlfriend, Katrina. And he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna come after these motherfuckers. And I'm like, yeah, it's simple. What did the critics expect? This isn't gonna be deep like American Sniper. This is a action thriller. This is not a war movie. This is not a drama. This is a action thriller. And it works. There's some dramatic moments in it, but it's not a full drama. It's not. This is not Apocalypse Now. It's an action movie. First Blood Part 2 or Commando or something like that. You know exactly what you're getting. And this film looks great. I think the director knows what he's doing. Is it cliche at times? Yes. Like I said, it's not a revolutionary movie that's going to wow audiences all over the world. And I didn't find it offensive. Like, it's jihads. You know how violent these people are over there in the Middle East. They're just monsters sometimes. But then we get what they get what's coming to them. We bring Americans into the mix, and in this, and the jihad's evil will be put to justice, and they are in this movie. Dylan O'Brien gets his revenge. Him and Keaton fly off at the end, and even though he doesn't get his girlfriend back, he's still being, an American assassin, and that's awesome. It's it has pride, and I'm glad that this movie didn't flop. It cost about $33 million, and it made about 66 worldwide, so not bad. It made about twice its budget, and it didn't need to make 100 million or 200 million. It got the point. Some people are just uncomfortable to watch a movie that's really dark and R-rated because they're used to Marvel and DC movies that don't show a lot of blood and don't show, people getting killed in front of them in violent ways. Here it does it, and it does not hold back. Bloody fist fights and shoot 'em ups and freaking explosions, but it's not a Michael Bay movie where the explosions mean nothing. These things are like things that could actually happen. That's the brilliant part about the movie. It looks almost realistic. This does not look like cartoonish violence. This is like, holy shit, that can actually happen. And like I said, I'm not going to get political here. That's not why I did a YouTube channel. I want to be entertained, and this movie entertained me. Michael Keaton's performance is great. Dylan O'Brien is really good. Sanaa Lathan is really good. The rest of the cast are serviceable. Taylor Kitsch is fine as the bomber. He puts bombs. He pretty much sets bombs on wherever he can, and it's pretty scary because post 9/11 you do not want to hear the word bomb or detonator or dynamite or TNT. No, it's scary. These are weapons that can hurt people and kill people. I mean, I think they drop a bomb. They pretty much do a Dark Knight Rises at the end of the film where they have to drop the bomb in a radius so that the aftershocks doesn't hurt people, and they do it. This kind of like it. They throw it in the ocean. Actually, one of them is thrown in the ocean, and the other is thrown into a helicopter where the villain is, and kaplooey. See, it's satisfying. I don't feel depressed after watching this movie. I was very entertained. 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what the critics are talking about. IMDb was more merciful. It got a 6.2. It deserves higher. I gave it like a 7 because I really liked it. I would get this movie on DVD. I would recommend it to the Nerd Pack. It's a hard R rating that earns its wings, and it's entertaining to watch. There's some boring parts of where they're speaking in Arabic, there's subtitle, but you can skip all that, get to the action. Dylan O'Brien's really good in the film, and he's just a guy that takes no prisoners. That's what I wanted in the new Star Wars, and I didn't get that. I got a bunch of boring characters that fall flat for me here. If Dylan O'Brien played a Jedi, I would love that because he has the look for like a kind of an Anakin Skywalker. He could play the guy from The Force Unleashed. Yeah, If you casted him, it'd be perfect. Get a good script, a good director, you give him a lightsaber, let him go to town on people. There you go. There's your freaking strong character. That's a male, which is a freaking blessing because I'm like, we get so many action movies now and thrillers and crime dramas that just have a freaking SJW character and it's always a female. No, sometimes the guys have to have their chance, their shot, especially now. Because in the 80s, that was what it was all about. Mostly, it was a sausage fest. Because you had Rambo, and you had the Terminator, and you had freaking, Arnold and Commando, and you had Chuck Norris, and you had freaking Steven Seagal. You had a lot of guys. Whether I liked them or not is irrelevant. It's just that they were guys, and they know how to kick ass. We're more intense on screen. Let me just tell you. Because we have that animosity that was just we're gonna punch a hole in through a wall, and I think that happens in the movie, but I don't remember. But anyway, it's a good film. It's a really solid action thriller that I thought was way better than critics gave it credit for, and it's what I wanted to see from a movie in 2017. This easily would have been an honorable mention because it was not boring. It wasn't freaking 2.5 hours. It wasn't preachy, and it didn't have a female lead that was annoying. It had a good male lead that kicked ass and a great supporting role for Michael Keaton, who again is just he's owning it now. He really is. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you do see American Assassin because yeah, it's good to see an American actor, not a British actor, take this role because there's a reason this did well and Detroit flopped. And I'll give you a guess. Yeah, but anyway, this movie kicked ass. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a masterpiece, but it was fun and it entertained me for an hour and 50 minutes. It just did. No post credit scene, just to the point. And that's what I want. And it gave me that. And I rented it, so I didn't see it illegally. I saw it, I rented it from the library, and I was really entertained. And it's as American as you can get. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review. Later.